Is awesome. He can move mountains. Keep me in the valley. Hide me from the rain. Come on, our God is awesome. He heals me when I'm broken. Gives strength where I've been weak. Forever He'll reign.
Good evening to everybody. Hope you all are doing well on this Thursday. We welcome you to another edition of BCTV, and it is Testimony Thursdays. As I explained to you all, what we're looking to do for every Thursday this month is I will personally interview a member or members of our church who no doubt have powerful testimonies to tell. And I'm so excited and delighted to have here two individuals who are not only pillars and well known in our congregations, but they are pillars and they are very well known in our community. First of all, I want to make this disclaimer. As you all see, we do have on our masks, so we are adhering to the rules. And yours truly, because of the healthcare field that I work in, particularly as a hospice chaplain, trust me, I get checked out every day as I'm still working. So I do not have a fever, and I do not have anything as far as the symptoms of COVID-19. So I just want to put that out there. But I'm excited that Pastor Charlie Burgess and Sister Delia Burgess have invited me into their home for me to interview on today. And we're just so happy to have them here with us. And I just want them to share. Now, first of all, for those of you who may not know, these are two individuals who are both 90 plus years old. So that in its own right is a testimony in itself. But they have lived a long life and life with challenges that they have overcome. And these are two individuals, I promise you, who love God like no other. And I just wanted them to share with us a little bit of their story. They have multiple stories. I mean, there's so much that both of them have gone through, both individually and collectively. So I'm not going to confine them to just one story. They can tell multiple stories if they want, or they can just share with us what they believe to be the biggest story out of them all, as far as how God has just carried them in their 90 plus years of living. But we just want to give them time to share with us. And then we're going to start with Sister Delia Burgess here with us. Now, Sister Burgess, tell us, how old are you?
90 years old.
90 years old, 90 years old. And Sister Burgess, as I said, you have definitely gone through your own challenges here as of lately. And we just want you to share with us, whether it's those health challenges or any other thing you want to share with us as far as your life and just how God has kept you and has brought you through these years.
That's right. Yes, I had the pneumonia first of the year, and then later I got sick again, and I was really, really sick that time because I had a lot of fluid and swelling, and just a lot was going on in my body that I didn't even realize, I wasn't in a lot of pain or anything, but was just sick. Had all these problems going, and the high blood pressure that I was having was affecting the other organs of my body, And so I was, that last time, I didn't think I was going to make it, and my family didn't think I was going to make it. But God. But God, he said he got some more work for me to do.
Yes.
And he said, I'm going to strengthen you. Hallelujah. Yeah. And he did. He did strengthen my body.
Yeah.
And I stayed in the ICU a whole week. Then I got out of the ICU. I stayed in the hospital another week. Then they sent me to the nursing home, and I was in there about 21 days.
Wow.
And I got to come home. And God just truly, he brought me.
Yeah.
And I've gone through some weak times and dizzy times and whatnot. I have nurses that come in and take care of me in the home. But they would tell me, say, Miss Burgess, you're a strong person. They come to help me with baths and all, and I get my own self bath. And they would check me and they said, you are a determined person.
Yeah.
Because I tried to follow the instructions.
Right.
Because when you follow the instruction, you are trying to be obedient, because if you didn't need them, they wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
So why not be obedient and try to help yourself get well?
Yeah.
And that's what I was trying to do. I wanted to be obedient to the rules, and then God will do the rest.
Oh yeah.
But He wants us to be obedient. And so that's the key. And so I try to be obedient. The children, once you have grown children, I tell them, you've been the mama. You brought them to where they are. And now, you get 90 years old, you're the children again. And they are the mama and dad. You have to be obedient. So when they tell me something, I say, okay, all right, I'm going to listen. And they say, you sure, Mama? I said, uh-huh. I said, I ain't got no children. Y'all got to take care of me now. And so, but I got some, I don't say children. I say, I got some good children.
You do. You do.
Yeah, and they really, a good husband.
Yeah.
We've been husband and wife for 73 years.
73 years. Now I want y'all to really listen to what she said. How long, Sister Burgess?
Be 73 years this September.
73 years this September. These two have been married.
Yeah.
My goodness. Now let's if we can, and Pastor Burgess, go ahead and chime in if you want. Let's talk about that as far as marriage, and because that in its own right, being married for 73 years is a testimony. So
Yes.
if and I know y'all probably get this question all the time as far as, how did you make it to 73?
Yeah.
How do you manage it? And I'm sure there are many reasons, but if there was one or two nuggets you can give to somebody on answering how did you make it to 73 years of waking up to each other every morning
Well, since you brought it up, that 73 years will be in September. This is one thing that, being a past pastor and whatnot, both of us were brought up in the church.
Yeah.
And we also were active members in the church, even before that we was married. We came up in the church, in the Sunday school. Before I married, I was the deacon of the church. Before I married, I was Sunday school superintendent. Before I married, I taught Sunday school. Before I married, and after we got married, then those commitment that we made in that marriage, that then we thought about that. We're getting into something because we said, until death do we part.
Yeah.
She stuck to what she said. I stuck to what I said to her. And ever since then, we have been still together. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna be together no 72 years, looking for 73 years, don't never have I'm gonna put it this way, an argument with one another.
Oh yeah.
But if you're saved and you're saved, she's saved, I'm saved, and the world is saved, then you ought to be able to solve your problem, regardless of answer your question. We've been able to stay together because we have God as our leader. We the Father.
A lot of prayer.
A lot of prayer.
A lot of repenting and forgiveness.
Yeah.
All that go along with making a marriage.
Me and Sister Thompson, we're celebrating 7 years on the 18th of this month.
Praise the Lord.
And so we still have let me make sure my math is right. We still got 66 more to go to get to 73. But you're so right in that. A lot of prayer and a lot of forgiveness.
Yes.
Marriage is it's not something that's perfect.
That's right.
Just like everything in life isn't meant to be perfect. There are going to be some things in marriage that don't always come out perfectly. But that's where you have to be willing to forgive.
That's right.
And you have to be willing to accept forgiveness.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And you even though you say you become one, when you get married.
Mm-hmm.
But you are individuals, and you gonna have different thoughts.
Right.
You're not gonna just think like the other person all the time.
Right.
So you have your thoughts, and he have his
That's
thoughts.
thoughts, yeah.
But then you have to come together for an agreement, on things. So when you're going through, you never have an idea you're
Going through.
gonna live to see this many years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when going through to be 90, I always wanted to be 70 years old. I just thought because the Bible said 70.
Right there, yeah.
And I thought, well, if I could just get 70. And then when I got 70, my husband says to me, well, you wanted to be 70, and the Lord have let you get to be 70. I guess you're ready to go. I said, no, I didn't say how much over 70.
How much over 70?
But I wanted to get to 70.
Yeah.
And so God, He's truly blessed. Both of us have lived He's lived long, well, about as long as, now Shag was the oldest. So, but they've been blessed with long life. Because all them was in their late 80s and 90s. And all of us is in our 80s and 90s.
Wow.
All of my sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
And so, let me see.
So Emma, she.
Bessie, Emma, and Leah.
Yeah.
Bessie's in her late 70s.
Yeah.
But Leah and Emma, they in their early 70s.
Right.
Emma, she's about 70.
Emma just had a birthday the other day.
Yeah, she'll be. She was probably 73 in April.
Yeah.
Because it's a little different than her and Junior's age.
Yeah.
My son Junior.
Yeah.
So God He's truly blessed.
Yeah.
And we as Christians, God got work for us to do as long as He's keeping us here.
Right.
And all I want to do is to do all that He has for my life. I tell Him all the time, I say, Lord, I don't realize what all you have for my life.
Mm-hmm.
But just let me live what you want me to do. I don't want to go away full. I want to go away empty. I want to be sure to have done all that He wants me to do. I want to please Him.
Yeah.
And if I can do that, I feel so grateful.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is what it's all about.
It is.
Pleasing the Lord.
Pleasing the Lord. Yeah.
Because it's not about us.
No.
It's all about pleasing Him.
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up to first, because that's why I want to transition to Pastor Burgess as far as, doing what the Lord has, wanted you to do and called you to do as far as living this life. And Pastor Burgess, you are no doubt somebody who has went above and beyond being truly a servant of people. I always remind people and tell people that one thing about living this Christian life, and you yourself as well, Sister Burgess, is that you can't love God and not love people.
That's right.
That's scripture right there.
That's right.
And you two have exemplified to the highest what it truly means to love God and people, and both the same through your work. Now, for those of you, of course, who are living in the Shoals area, everybody knows Pastor Charlie Burgess, the work he has done in our area for decades, as far as being on the right hand of justice and standing up for those who don't have a voice and helping those who can't help themselves. He has a proven track record of that. And I wanted him to share with us just his journey of what led him to have that heart, to have that spirit, to say, hey, I want to help somebody. Because you really think about it, you have a lot of people on this earth who have the ability and the means to help people, but they choose not to.
That's right.
It's kind of one of those things where, if you're sitting in your living room and the door is open, but the screen door is closed, the only thing keeping you from outside is getting up and opening the screen door.
Right.
There are a lot of people who have a screen door between them and a world full of people who need help. and you have those who just continue to sit there in their chair and look out the door. But then you have people like Pastor Charlie Burgess who say, you know what? I'm going to get up out my chair and leave this house, and I'm going to go out into that world, and I'm going to do something to help people. So, Pastor Burgess, tell us, where did that come from? How did you get that heart, that spirit, and even more so, how did it remain for so long?
Well, Pastor, I'm glad that you asked the question because I was raised up about 4 blocks across the street. You go at the end of the road, go about 4 more blocks. That's where I was raised, not born. We moved there when I was about 3 years old, and we was on the plantation, and that plantation was on from the age 3 up until about 13. So, by us being on the plantation, and you had to do what the plantation boss man said. And when I was about 12 and 13 years old, I was playing with the grown men. I could not go to school but every other day. And so I said, if I can answer your question, I said at the age of 5, Lord, if you bless me, able me to go through what I'm going through, because we didn't know nothing about having a decent meal, we didn't know nothing about having decent clothes and all so forth and so on. I said, Lord, if you bless me, I promise you that I will do what I can, blessing those that are less fortunate than me.
Wow.
So,
no, I want you to say that again, Pastor Burgess. I want people to really pick up what you just said. You said the Lord told you that, or you told the Lord, if you bless me, then I'm gonna do everything I can to bless
those that are less fortunate than I am.
Wow.
And ever since then, and that's what I've been doing. And being in the nomination ministerial lounge, I was getting enough food given to me through the federal government to feed the people in Corbett, Lauderdale, and Franklin County. I had some of everything. Had 50,000 pounds of potatoes once a month. And had carrots and onions and whatnot, and did that for a number of years. And since then, get off of that, and then I, with the Martin Luther King Committee, I was the president for 32 years. Out of those 32 years, I gave up the first of the year. I started off, we had 2 members, or 2 students that we were given a $500 scholarship when I took over. When I gave it over to Reverend Laverne and Sister Mary Stevens, on the first of the year, we were given 25 students a $1,200 scholarship. 25 students a $1,200 scholarship through the school. And so with that, all that, and then too, Pastor, I also had the mind at a young age that I wanted to be a part of trying to make the freedom of others that was older than me and were dead and gone that didn't have the right to vote. Then I joined and started meeting Dr. Martin Luther King in Selma. Fact of business, I was in school down there, getting ready to finish my little college that I finished at Selma University. Long story short, I marched with them from Selma to Montgomery, and marched with them in Birmingham, and not every time, but at least every other time, I would carry the whole family. when you carry your family marching with Dr. Martin Luther King, that was dangerous.
Dangerous, yeah.
Because we had the White Citizen Council, Ku Klux Klan, hate group, and they were all highway patrol policemen and whatnot, and they treated us like we were a bunch of cows. What I mean by that, when we were marching from Selma to Montgomery, they had mules, horses, rather, and the horses would run over some of the one that would be in the way and wouldn't get out of the way. And so that was a part of me. And I helped her and still trying to do all that I probably can. Because my wife, my children, all tell me, say, well, you 91 now, and look like me, you ought to give up some of this stuff. I said, well, every time I tried to keep from helping somebody, I always go to the Lord. Lord, I think that I've been in this, I think I've been doing it long enough. I said, and the Spirit only said one thing, Brother Pastor. You remember what you said to me?
Yeah.
And then I had to go on. That's when I still, right now, during the Christmas, I don't give away no feed those 200 or 300 people like I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I do give away 50 or 60 Christmas basket or whenever. And whenever, I do try to help someone that ain't got no light, pay their light bill. See, you have to watch people, see, they make you pay their light bill this month. I'm coming to minister around and go to some church and next month. I found out they've been doing that for about a year or two. Some people ain't never paid their light bill, And so that's what I do. But yet it's still, the Lord said we ought to help the poor. And that's what I've been doing, okay.
I want to ask you this, Pastor Burgess, and this is coming from somebody who is, I always think about how Pastor Burgess is 91 and I'm 31, so there's a exact 60-year difference between us. And for someone who has dedicated your life to helping people and once again fighting for justice, what do you say to myself, the 31-year-old, the 21-year-old, this generation, and the time of day that we live in? What can we do to? Because you just noted that one of the driving forces behind you wanting to pick up the mantle and help and fight was you thinking about the older ones before you who couldn't vote.
Yeah.
So for my generation, as we look at you all as the older generation and some things that we can possibly do to carry on you all's legacy, what advice would you give to somebody like me, my age range, on what we should do and how we should do it?
Well, Pastor, I'm glad you asked the question like that because I cannot answer it the way you asked it because you put yourself. So what can you do? I'm going to say to you, Pastor, we, the Bethel Conference here, Baptist Church, we really appreciate having a young pastor preacher like you. You are involved in registering the vote. You are involved in getting out to vote and whatnot. But I want to say this to those that are young and those that have not registered to vote, that you ought to at least go and register and vote. Because when I registered and voted when I was 22 years old, we had to pay $1.50 for poll tax. And that first year, you had to pay $3. Well, how did I'm going to pay $3 for a poll tax when I was flying and wasn't getting but $1 a day? $1 a day at 12 and 13 years old. $1 a day, yes. And go the grown folk, they were flying, they got $2 a day, see. But that's what happened, because I would say you continue to encourage them. I even heard you encourage them. even on your radio program. I'm talking to the young people. Why don't you go register to vote? Why don't you go out to
So
vote?
you can.
And that's what that we need to do. The young people need to be concerned what their children gonna have. Because if you don't train them up now, you're gonna be messed up later.
I believe that. Well, we're kind of at that mark where I want to close out, but I definitely want to, once again, these are two individuals, those of you who are listening, who have not only lived a long life, but have lived a long life well, as far as their dedication to the Lord, their dedication to other people. And once again, there's not too many times that you encounter a couple who have been married for 73 years. It's not too many times that you encounter even individuals who are 90 years old and 91 years old. So kind of just as a last say, I want you to both speak individually. I'll start with you, Sister Burgess. If there's any advice you can give to anybody on if they want to, if somebody says, Sister Burgess, I want to make it a 91 and I want to be on fire for the Lord and I want to have a testimony like you do. How can I get there? If you had to answer that question, how would you respond?
I would say, trust God.
Yeah.
Be prayerful. Be obedient to the Holy Spirit. By that, study God's word. Know what He's saying. Strive every day to keep His word. And God will bless us. Because He said, if you keep my word, then you can ask me whatever you will, and I'll do it. So the main thing is be prayerful. Trust God. See, some people say, I know the Lord, but they don't have a relationship with the Lord.
Wow.
You have to
Say that again, Sister Burgess.
I said, a lot of people say they know God, but they don't have a relationship with Him.
Yeah.
You have a relationship with God. You can trust Him. I tell you, if you can trust Him, and if you trust Him, He said, I bring you out more than conqueror.
Wow.
And He will.
He will.
He will.
And you're a living witness of it.
I'm a witness.
You're a witness.
Yeah, I know what He'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have no doubt about it.
God bless you.
God is good.
Yeah. Reverend Burgess, what about you?
Well, I have that question asked me my year every day. Now, from both black and white. Lord, how much I wish I could get 91 and get around like you. But what do I have to? What I do to get that over? First of all, like Sister Buddy said, I tell them this: listen, you in Christ and Christ in you, then you got a way ahead to regardless to how old you know. You never know whether you be 90 or not. You might be 100 or you know. But here what I always tell them not to do. Now a whole lot of people ask me that question, be about half drunk. I talk to them kind of folks because see, I used to be in that shoes and I tell them, even on my program that I have on Saturday, I don't mind talking to you drunk folks, trying to tell you there ain't nothing to that because I used to do the same identical thing.
Yeah.
But if you want to get 90, then you're going to have to stop drinking that beer, that whiskey, start smoking them cigarettes, start running out to every woman that you see, you're going to have to get, because all of that going to help shorten your life.
Yeah.
Then that's actually what happened. Now, when I quit drinking and acting a fool, I'm going to put it that way, my oldest son was 6 years old. When you take 6 from 90, then that lets you know how many years that been since I've been drinking and that. And that's the reason why the Lord has blessed her for 90 years. She ain't never drank. The Lord has blessed me for 91 years. Cause I used to drink a case and drove home without getting caught.
You tell on yourself, Pastor Burgess.
Yeah. That's the reason why I could talk to them.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And when they drunk, the only thing they tell me, well, one thing about it, you sure will tell people for person what to do and what not to do. I said, you ask the question.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
how can you get 90? You don't get 90 walking around
Yeah.
drunk. Because some of them wouldn't be no more than about 40 or 50, and they be already look like they're 90.
Well, I thank y'all for answering those questions. I thank y'all for doing this. You know, these are two individuals who I adore and I love, and ever since I've been honored and privileged to pastor this church, they've been right there by my side. And I tell you what, as much as I travel and as much going and coming as I do, I don't have nothing on these two. And you talking about two people who are on the road all the time. These two, of course, things have slowed down for them, and that's for all of us. But I'm just so thankful that they shared with us on this Testimony Thursday. And once again, they no doubt have a testimonies. And I pray that you all have been blessed by this. And when y'all get a chance, y'all give them a call and let them know y'all. They some social media, Facebook superstars now.
But Pastor, I said that there's so many that ask me this question. What do you do when you don't know what to do? They're talking this virus, 19, and it's, you know, in America, we already got about 70,000 that's already dead, not counting the one that died yesterday and today. And so I said this to them. Now, we Christian and the church have got us in this mess, and God allowing about 19 to bring people back to the church, in the church, bring people back to God, in God. Do you not know, Brother Pastor? Every man you show is on the television, they got God in there some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know, and what are they doing? God's name is being called.
Oh, yeah.
People want to go to church. They've never been to church. Even now the drunker, they drinking twice as much, trying to find out what's going on. You know, but they need to stop drinking, get back to the Lord, get back in the church. Then you already know what to do because God is still in control.
Yes. And I do look forward to that day that we return to church, and I do believe that it's going to be full. People are going to come out of this recognizing that God brought them through, and I look forward to it. This too shall pass. That's a good note to end on. This too shall pass. Amen.
You know, Pastor, in 2 Chronicles 7:14.
7:14.
That's what comes to me when this virus broke out.
Yeah.
If my people are called by my name, we got to humble ourselves.
Yeah.
Seek His face.
Yeah.
Repent. Then I'll hear from heaven, and I'll forgive your sin and heal your land.
Yeah.
He gonna have to heal the land.
Yeah.
And we as Americans gonna have to repent and seek God.
Seek God.
Because the more God bless us, the more we have turned. And when I say we, I mean America as a whole.
Yeah, all of us. Yeah.
And we allow anything to go on.
Yeah.
And God ain't gonna have no more compassion on us than He did to Israelites.
Yeah.
His chosen people. Yeah. And we're called by His name.
Yeah. Yeah.
We gotta humble ourselves.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we all should reflect on and
that's right.
Ask ourselves, you know, as far as reflect on where we stand with God.
That's right.
And understanding that, you know, once again, we repent and look to God for our help and know that just like before, He'll bring us out of this. And speaking of Testimony Thursday, I believe that all of us are going to have a testimony when we come out of this. Truly are.
So true.
Yeah. Well, we thank you all for listening on this evening. Once again, Testimony Thursday is something that we're doing through BCTV, your online and inspiration and encouragement daily content through our Bethel Carpenter Missionary Baptist Church social media mechanisms of Facebook and YouTube. And once again, thank Pastor Charlie Burgess and Sister Delia Burgess for sharing with us their testimony. Make sure you tune in again on next Thursday for Testimony Thursday. We'll have another one of our members who have a powerful testimony who will share with us. And don't forget, you can tune in every day every day for the whole month of May. I'm sorry, this mask is really coming off my face here. But every day in the month of May, you can tune in, and you'll have some content from our Facebook page. On tomorrow will be Fitness Friday, so you can grab you some exercise shoes and put you on some gym clothes and get ready to get fit as you have some exercise show. But we love you all, and once again, thank Pastor and Sister Burgess, and we look forward to seeing you all again. God bless you all.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.